Okay, so what do we need to do next? Well, first things first is we need to go and, well, move the screen here. So let's go to self dot view dot, and then we're going to say present scene. Now, which scene is this going to be? It's going to be game scene. And you can see it's of type game scene there. And then we're going to say a transition, and we're just going to use a simple transition. And we'll say SK transition. And what an SK transition is an SK transition will, it's pre-built code that will move you from one scene to another and with style here. So for example, we'll say, let's do something that looks kind of neat here. Doorway with duration always looks cool. So let's do something quick like 0.4. All right, and the time interval is how fast it works. So once you present the scene, you have to do two things. We have to go to btnplay.remove from superview and game title dot remove from superview. Now, what does this do? Well, when you remove a game, when you move something from superview, it means you delete it. If you don't do this, your title and your button will be in the next scene. Okay. Now we need to actually add in some more. We'll say if let scene is equal to game scene, and we'll say that this is file named, and we're very close to getting this here. We'll say game scene. Okay, and then we're going to say we have to add in some curly brackets. We'll say let, and then we'll call this sk view is equal to self.view as sk view. Okay, and we'll say sk view dot ignore sibling order equal to true. This makes it work a little bit more efficiently, and you're going to see where I got this code in just a second here. We're going to say scene, okay, scene dot scale mode is equal to, and this is something cool. You can just type in dot aspect fill if you want to. And then we're going to go to skview dot present scene, and we want just one scene here, and we're just going to type in scene. Whoa. So this seems like a lot, but that's essentially what we need to do for this here. Now, where did I get that code? Well, let's hop into the game view controller. All right, you're going to see here that we have an if let scene if equals game scene here. SK view ignores sibling orders. So in this game view controller, this is where you set up your initial scene. So if we type in title scene, and remember, it has to be the exact same here. So if we have to type in title scene like this and file name. And one thing I've known through Xcode is sometimes you can't replace code like that. You have to type in title scene and then add in the file name like this. Occasionally when you mix the code like that, it crashes the program. Okay, so you can see here that all we're going to do is we're going to add in the title scene. So let's take a quick look at this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, and you can see here that, well, sort of, but it did move. All right, and that actually does look kind of neat. All right, yeah, pretty neat. Okay, so, and obviously we need to add in some reset logic here. But let's take a look at this variable first, and I can double click it, and we could just say let. Okay, and if we go back to our title scene here, let's take a look at the button here, because the button didn't exactly work the way we wanted it to, and the reason why is we didn't divide it by 2. So you have to do the width and divide it by 2. So let's run that again. Okay, so there we go. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Another thing that a lot of people like to do is instead of adding in play, everything is capitalized. And we can change the color. Instead of off-white color, we could make it orange custom color. That might be a little bit better. So we can make kind of this orange and black game. All right, and then we can go ahead and push play, and there you go. This is looking pretty good. Yeah. Now the only thing is, let's hop back into our game scene.swift here. When is that fade out? All right, and let's go to that when we hit the projectile here. For example, the SK action, it's wait and then remove explosion. It's the fading out. So we have destroy and fade out here. Okay, that's taking a bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that here, and instead of having fade out, we'll just add in destroy. Okay, and likewise here, we'll delete the fade out, and we'll just have destroy. Okay, and that way it looks a little bit better. All right, and you can play around with the fade out if you wish, but something that looks something like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I do like the explosion, by the way. Okay, and there you go. And the stars kind of go away, and you have your game over. All right, so in the next tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to go and look at how to reset the game.